Welcome back, guys. I am thrilled that we have finally made it to Tier 1 accounts. I know that many of you have been like, okay, when are we going to get to it already? You didn't expect to have to do all of the prerequisite work, but I'll tell you that that's a part of it. Many people assume that you just jump right into applying and getting approved, and that is not the case. As you can see, you have to actually start building a business profile, which is what you have taken the time to do. And I promise you, when you do it accurately, when you do it the right way from the start, it saves you so much time, energy, and effort down the road that you don't have to backtrack. Okay, and so you have done that, and that's the hardest part. That is the hardest part, is making sure your foundation is secure. So kudos to you in achieving this grand feat and being able to make it to where we are today in the Business Credit Master Course of Tier 1 accounts. Congratulations. I'm excited for you, okay? Today, you're going to gain knowledge about basic business credit terminology, as well as apply for Tier 1 business credit accounts. Yay, okay? So make sure you've downloaded the workbook. Make sure that it's in front of you. I want you to see exactly what it is I'm talking about as I'm training you. And then there may be some things that I say during the training that you may want to jot down. So make sure that you have your workbook in front of you. So let's begin. You did it. You made it to Tier 1 business credit accounts, and the time has finally come for you to start applying for business credit with suppliers and vendors. First, you'll learn the common terms associated with business credit, and then the application process begins. In this training today, we're going to be covering two things. The first thing we're going to be covering is business credit terminology, because again, the world of business credit is very new to you, to most of you anyway. And so you need to know what creditors and lenders are speaking of when they say certain terms or use certain terms in their application processes. And we're going to dive into Tier 1 accounts. So the following terms will help you understand the world of business credit and what some lenders and creditors are asking or expecting of you as you build. As a business owner, your understanding of these terms is very important. So here are the top 10 business credit terms you should know. These are the terms that get used quite often when we are talking about business credit, okay? So accounts receivable, also known as A&R. Accounts receivable refers to money owed to your business by others for products or services provided. These are receivables, accounts that are waiting to be paid, okay? Business credit report. A business credit report is a detailed report of a company's credit history prepared by a business credit reporting agency. We know these agencies to be Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Business credit score. While a personal credit score is a number that represents an individual credit history, a business credit score represents the credit risk of a business itself. Again, your business credit score indicates your business risk, okay? Each business credit reporting agency has a different type of scoring model, with scores ranging from 1 to 100. Cash flow. This is the cash that flows in and out of your business in a month. The cash coming into your business could come from customers or clients. Cash going out can come from expenses such as rent, payroll, taxes, etc. Please understand that as your business begins to grow, in your business checking account, okay, when we start moving to Tier 3, they're going to want to make sure that there is enough cash flow flowing through your business account that can actually sustain some of the credit that you're trying to get extended to yourself or your business, okay? So you want to make sure there's activity in your business banking account. Don't just open a business banking account, never use it. Okay, so your business bank account needs to have activity in it. That's important. Collateral, any assets used to secure credit or a loan. So collateral, I like to look at it like this. If I put up my house, then I can get a loan for $250,000. My house acts as collateral for the loan. If I don't pay the loan back, I could lose my house. Okay, that's how collateral works. Gross profit. After deducting the costs it takes to make and sell your company's product or services, the gross profit is the money that remains. So I have a product, I sell that product for $10. It costs me $2 to get the product. It costs me another dollar to ship it to my person, that's $3. So my gross profit after making that is going to be $7, okay? And that's just a very generic example of what a gross profit is. A gross profit is monies left over after you've paid all of your expenses for that product or that service. Line of credit. A line of credit for a business is an account open with a bank, credit union, or a lender that lets you borrow money when you need it, up to a preset borrowing limit. Everyone is different. So if you have a line of credit, for example, you may have a line of credit at your credit union for $1,200. That means that at any point you could come in, sign a few documents and you can have access to that $1,200. That's a line of credit that if you have a good credit history, if you have a good relationship with that institution, if everything's on the up and up, sometimes they'll extend a line of credit to you. Right. And so that just means that without having to, put up any collateral, without having to show this, that, or the other, they're going to extend you X amount of dollars. Net terms. This is a specific type of trade credit offered to businesses which require payment in full in a short period of time. So you're going to hear about net 15, net 30, net 55, net 50. It could be any number at the end of net, okay? Generally, it's in the 5 increments, okay? And what that means is if it's a net 15, that means it has to be paid in full in 15 days. If it's a net 30, it has to be paid in full in 30 days. If it's a net 120, it has to be paid in full in 120 days. You get what I'm saying? So whatever that number is, that bill has to be paid in full by that date. One of the things you're going to hear me stressing to you over and over when we get into these tier accounts is that you never want to pay a net 30 or net anything account on the day it's due. You never want to wait to do that. You always want to pay it well in advance, at least half of when it's due. So if it's due on the 30th of the month, you want to pay it by the 15th. If it's due on the 15th of the month, then you might want to pay it on the 7th. If it's due on the 20th of the month, then you might want to pay it on the 10th. Understand what I'm saying? You always want to pay it early because, again, you are building repayment history, and it is favorable in the eyes of creditors and lenders if they see that you don't have a problem turning right around and paying your net accounts way before due date. Okay, it looks favorable for your business. And it makes you look like you have you have funds on hand to pay your bills. Personal guarantees. A personal guarantee is a written promise from a business owner to accept responsibility in the event the business fails to pay. You don't want that, okay? You're going to see, again, within the trainings, when I talk about tiers, I'm usually going to be saying no PG. You do not want PGs when you are building your business credit. Let me tell you why. If your business goes out there and gets a loan for $150,000 for the business, and that's what you use it for, is for the business, but your business still tanks, guess who is now responsible for that $150 repayment? You are now personally responsible, not your business. So when I say no PGs, that means you don't want to be a personal guarantor of anything when it comes to your business, okay? If the business tanks, oh well, the company, the lender, creditor have to write it off as a loss, okay? So you want your business to stand on its own. You want your business to stand on its own. So no personal guarantees. You're not giving anyone a promise that you will pay yourself if something goes awry with business. You're not doing that. Okay. So no PGs, no personal guarantees. And then last, profit and loss statement. This is huge. Even for those of you that may not have a business, you know about profit and loss statements, okay? It's just simply a profit and loss, or P&L, known as the net income statement. It is the net income statement. It shows if your company is making money, breaking even, or operating at a loss. That's what a P&L statement does. It shows you if you are making money, if you're breaking even, or if you're in a hole. Having access to business credit is the lifeline of your small business. It enables you to obtain the cash you need to grow, cover daily expenses, buy equipment and inventory, hire additional employees, and so on. With the knowledge and application of business credit, you are well on your way to creating an important safety net for your business. So I've broken down to you what the 3 tiers are, okay? There are 4 tiers. Actually, there's up to like 6 tiers, okay? But the 4 tiers of financing, the Business Credit Master Course will only train you on the first 3. We're only going to be training on the first 3 tiers of business credit, because 9 times out of 10, most people who have a small business or whom are entrepreneurs, they get to tier 3, and pretty much at that level, it suffices what they need to use business credit for their business. So we're going to go to 1, 2, and 3 tiers, okay? So tier 1 is a basic trade credit. The largest source of capital in the world is business or trade credit. These are companies granting business credit without the need of a personal business credit check, and they rarely require a personal guarantee. This is what we want. Tier 1 is the most basic trade credit, and when a corporation is rightly prepared, it will serve as a building block for establishing credit for that corporation. Going after tier 1 financing without building a business credit profile can be a disaster. Remember, your business credit profile is everything you have done up until this point. Everything that I had you to do, that whole checklist that you went over and made sure was complete, taking the time to do the foundational work, that's your business credit profile, okay? And if you didn't do that and you're trying to jump into tier 1 business credit, then you are setting yourself up for disaster. But if you are rightly prepared, you can benefit greatly from this source of capital. Tier 2. Like tier 1, this is the capital extended by businesses to businesses. The difference is that tier 2 companies will conduct a business credit check before extending credit. Tier 2 usually includes larger credit lines, longer terms, and in some cases can be used for equipment financing. If you need to purchase something that is created or sold by another company, chances are you can finance it with the first 2 tiers of financing. One of the key takeaways for tier 2 business credit is that it's business to business. Okay, so you're going to be going to other businesses, applying for those businesses to extend credit to your business. Tier 3, bank lending, institutional lending, corporation lending, okay, credit cards. These all fall under tier 3 lending. This is the best known type of business financing. Typically, banks offering unsecured business lines of credit, a personal and business credit check, and personal guarantee are required. Now, I know you're reading that, and I know you're going, but I thought you said no PG. You're going to learn once we get to tier 3 that I'm talking about a soft pull. Okay, and there's a difference between a soft pull and a hard pull on your personal credit. But we'll get to that in tier 3. Right now, I just want you to pay attention to the differences between the tiers. The most basic level of bank financing, for the most part, is score and business history driven. Hear that? For tier 3, it's going to be your business credit scores and your business history. How long has your business been in existence? Okay. How much or the length of business banking activity? Okay. And how long or length of your business credit building. So tier 3 depends on the scores, the score you have at Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax Business, and length of time, okay, or history of your credit profile. For larger lines and loans, you need to be prepared with a good business plan and financials. This is why I said sometimes if you go after those big loans, those big corporate accounts, things of that nature, then you're going to need to have strong business financial. Your banking account, your business bank account is going to need activity in it. Larger banks and credit card companies are tier 3 lenders. And then tier 4 is a move outside of institutional lending and commercial credit to the world of venture capitalists, angel investors, and other private investors. And since we're not going there in this course, then we're just going to skip right on over tier 4 investors, but I wanted you to know what that was and what that looks like. So open accounts and purchase from tier 1 vendors. So you are about to open accounts and purchase from tier 1 vendors. You're not just going to get approved for an account. You are going to actually have to purchase from these vendors. Use the list below to research vendors, suppliers that you will use for your actual business. If none are applicable, purchase items you can use at home. Now, some of you have businesses that you just don't use any of this stuff in your business, in the day-to-day operations of your business, and that's fine. Then I always tell my clients to pick a vendor who you may use what they offer in your home. You're still using it, okay? So several vendors have a minimum purchase amount of $30 to $100 as net 30 accounts. Yes, you are going to be spending money with these vendors, okay? Net 30 account means that the balance has to be paid in full within 30 days, but do not wait until 30 days. Instead, pay the balance in full within 15 days. Continue to purchase and repay within 15 days until you see the supplier reporting to your business credit reports. Okay, keep doing that until you see them reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, okay, or Equifax or Experian, whichever one they report to. Okay, so you're just going to keep doing that until you start seeing them reporting. This is why you should purchase from accounts with products you actually can use for your business or your home. Apply using your EIN. There are net 60, net 90, net 120, so on and forth types of accounts. But in tier 1, we are primarily focusing on net 30 accounts. Now you need at least 5 to 10 vendors from tier 1 reporting to your business credit profiles with excellent payment history. That means pay back early. To earn a score of 70 or higher for Experian business credit, you'll need 4 vendors or suppliers reporting. You need 3 to 4 trade lines reporting to Dun & Bradstreet to earn an 80 score, PAYDEX score. And you will need 3 to 4 trade lines reporting to Equifax as well. Now hear me clearly. That does not mean that you need, let's see, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That does not mean that you need upwards of about 18 to 20 different vendors or suppliers. It's not what that means. Please understand that some of these vendors and suppliers report to more than one of your credit bureaus. So you can select one vendor that reports to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian, okay? That is satisfied one for all three of those. You can select another one that reports to just Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, okay? What I want you to understand is that you should not have 15 to 20 different vendors when you're trying to keep up with payments and schedules and when to pay back. That will get hectic. The best and easiest way for you to keep up with everything is for when you decide which vendor you want to purchase from, apply and purchase from, then you want to make sure you know which bureaus they report to. Now, there are not many who report to all three, but there are enough for you to really get there in under 6 or 7 vendors, okay? So you may be on tier 1 accounts for 30 or 60 days before you see the number of trade lines reporting and the necessary scores for each business credit profile before you can move to tier 2 accounts. So as you are applying and getting approved and purchasing and receiving and paying off early, it may take you about 30 days before you see the total number that needs to be reporting to all of your credit profiles, okay? This is not a race. Take your time and build your business credit appropriately, intentionally, and wisely. If you get denied, okay, we do not live in the perfect world where every time you apply for something, you are going to get approved. I have been denied, okay, several times, okay? But the key to the denial process is understanding that you may not have enough reporting to your credit report for the approval right now, which can be fixed in time. Another thing to remember is that you best to make sure that your foundation is accurate, that your business name, your business information is the same across the board, because sometimes inaccuracies can be the reason you get denied. Also, you can get denied because your business hasn't been established long enough. So denial doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to ever get approved. It just means that at this particular time, there's something that creditor or lender is looking at that is causing the denial. And you may need to do your due diligence to make sure it's not your foundation, okay? To make sure everything is the same on every platform. And if you're still unsure, pick up the phone, give the vendor a call and say, hey, I got denied and I'm just trying to figure out what the denial was for, because sometimes they don't tell you why you were denied. And if it's a vendor you really, really want, like I had one that I really, really wanted. So I picked up the phone, come to find out at that particular time, my business hadn't been, didn't have enough history. And so I waited another 45, 60 days and reapplied, and voila. Okay, so don't take denied as always denied. Okay, sometimes denied just means delay, right? So what are tier 1 accounts, you guys? Look at all of the tier 1 accounts. I am not going to go over every last one of these, okay? I am not. But what I do want to tell you is this: when it comes to tier 1 accounts, make sure that you are applying as your business. Make sure that you are applying as your business, and make sure that you know who that supplier reports to. Okay. So let's say, for example, I decided I wanted to go to Quill, right? So let me go here and I'm going to go to www.quill.com. And these vendors and suppliers are all types of vendors and suppliers. So Quill is a cleaning and office supply vendor, right? And so what I want to do is I want to sign in or sign up as my business. Notice Quill offers N95 masks. Well, see that. Household goods and supplies, office goods and supplies, batteries, house stuff. I mean, again, if it's not something that you can use for your business, it may be something you can use for your home. You can still purchase these items using your business account. Okay, so oftentimes you'll scroll to the very bottom, okay, and you'll find where to apply for the account that you're wanting. Let's see. I think it may have already had me in my own account. Let's see. Well, let me see if it me my account. Okay, so I may want to create account, okay, because I'm not going to go into my account. And I'm trying to remember if I went to, hold on, I can do it this way, not a problem. Not a problem. I can go Quill net 30. That's what I want. Okay. I want a net 30 account with Quill. Sometimes you just have to type it in differently to get to where you're trying to get to. I don't want it to sign me into my personal account, into my own account. You guys, I don't want it to do that. Really, people? Really? Really? Why are they making this so hard? Now, I just went straight to it the other day. I'm thinking you have to create an account and it's going to give you the option to apply for the net 30. I believe that's how it works. Okay, guys? I believe that's how it works. Okay. See, I have my account, but that's not, and it could be because it automatically logs me into my account. That's not what I want it to do. because it normally gives me the option to create my account. Okay, so when you come in, guys, you are going to, all right, great. Okay, so invoice my account is what you're looking for. Okay, so you might want to check, hit the search bar and put net 30. And then it'll give you instructions. Quill customers set up as a business account may qualify to establish a credit limit to place orders against the given 30 days from the invoice date to pay their open balance interest free. Okay, and then here are the steps. Invoices will be mailed to your designated billing account address unless you update the preferences. Okay, and that's how you would go about setting up your account. Okay, thank goodness. So Quill is one, and then let me see about, let's see about Uline. Uline is another popular one, guys. A lot of people do Uline because of ease of being approved. Just go ahead and type net 30 in there. From here. All right, how can I establish credit net 30 with Uline? Then here it is. I'm going to sign in and register if I'm an existing customer, a new customer. Notice that here are the instructions. Use your customer number from the back of your catalog. Those of you that get catalogs, select net 30 billing option during the checkout process. Qualified business customers will receive a net billing account. Sometimes you just need to go in and actually decide to purchase something. And then when it comes time to check out, then you're going to select net billing account for your checkout. Okay, and then it will route you to completing all the steps with all your information and all that good stuff. All right. Let me show you what type of products they have. They have office supplies, storage supplies, packing supplies, poly mailers, tape, craft supplies, cleaning supplies, safety supplies, hand soap, all things of that nature for you to use. Okay. Let's see about. All of these guys are going to work about the same, okay? They are all going to work about the same. I understand I lose you. No, I lost it. I didn't. Well, just a second, guys. I lost my screen. Okay, so all of these are going to work about the same. Notice with Uline, you'll need to make a $100 purchase. If they deny you, then call and request a PBI account, okay? Oftentimes when you're first at the gate and you're applying for business credit, sometimes initially because you're brand spanking new, they're going to deny you. So sometimes to rectify that, you just pick up the phone and call, and especially once you make this $100 purchase and request a PBI account, okay? You don't have to make a $100 purchase with all of these, but some of them you may have to, okay, to get them to start reporting for you. Some of them, all you need to do is purchase as little as $30. And that is the least amount I suggest you purchasing, because I know at that point, most of them do start reporting, okay? You have Supply Works, Home Depot Pro, you have Sunbelt Rentals, Crown Office Supply. They may no longer report. I'm kind of on the fence with that one. You have Summa Office Supply, Strategic Network, Wise Business Plan, T-Shirt Club, NAV. You should already have NAV, and NAV should already, you should already make that first payment. And so within a few days or weeks, you should start seeing reports showing up in DMB, Equifax, Experian for you, just because you have NAV, that NAV boost, okay? CEO, Creative, Analytics, Pitney Bowes, just go down the list, research each, and find you some accounts that you want to apply for, okay? Now, if you'll notice at the top, I said new tier 1 trade lines with easy approvals. If you see these asterisks in front of any of these, then these of late, okay? That means since putting the course together, these have been the ones who have been most easy to obtain. So Red Spectrum is very similar to NAV, and it reports to Equifax, which means I think there is a fee, a monthly fee, and it reports to Equifax because not a lot of vendors report to Equifax. So when you're doing your research, it is a plus when you find those that report to Equifax, okay? Because usually if they report to Equifax, they report to Dun & Bradstreet as well. So you're killing two birds with one stone. And so ever so often you can find vendors or suppliers who report to all three. And when you can do that, that's like gravy, okay? How do you know if they report to all three? Then you want to do a check to see, Google research to see who this supplier reports to, okay? And a quick Google search will reveal usually that answer to you, okay? So Red Spectrum, Burst Biz, JJ Gold, Sykes Marketing Group, Biz Credit Central. These are the ones that are pretty easy to get under tier 1, especially if you're just starting, okay? You haven't built up a lot of history just yet, but they're really easy to get, okay? Tier 1 accounts list, okay? Research, select, and apply to tier 1 accounts for your business or home needs using your EIN with no personal guarantee. That means do not use your social security number, only your EIN. There are an endless number of tier 1 accounts. This list that I provided for you, that's not all there are, okay? If you don't find what you're looking for, Google tier 1 net 30 accounts, but know who they report to. Remember, pay them back within 15 days if they are net 30 accounts. Do not wait until day 30 to pay, because some consider this a late payment, or creditors may consider it slow pay, or you run the risk of it not posting until after the 30th, resulting in a late payment. So those are the top 3 reasons why you will hear all of us in the business credit world tell you to pay super early. I like to tell my clients that I work with one-on-one and helping them establish business credit, I like to tell them, don't go and buy anything that you don't already have the money for to repay. Okay? Don't wait until you have the funds. Don't wait until You think you're going to get paid again to make the payment. Wait until you actually have the money, set that aside, and then purchase what you're going to purchase. And then 15 days later, take that money and pay that account off. Okay. And just keep doing that. That way, you know that it's going to be paid, and you're not trying to figure out how you're going to maneuver this or maneuver that to get an account paid. Okay. You will order from a vendor or supplier multiple times to build history. So once you pay off a bill, order again. Once you pay that off, order again. You're going to keep doing this all the time, okay? It's not just going to stop and you purchase something and pay it and you think that's going to build business credit. That's not how it works. This is time. This is length of business, okay? This is business credit history, which means you have to be actively buying and purchasing and paying off ahead of time on repeat, okay? You should see your scores populate for Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Below, I've left space for you to record any Tier 1 Net 30 accounts that you find and apply for that are not on the list above, and to record any notes that you may have. Okay. Excuse me. It will take 30 to 60 days before you see all of your vendors reporting to your business credit profiles. Up to that length of time. Be patient and continue to purchase and repay early. This is how you build history of payment. It doesn't take a ton of vendors. Okay, remember I told you in the beginning, it doesn't take a whole lot of vendors, typically about 6 or 7. Okay, as long as they're reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian, as long as you have enough reporting to each one of those to generate your scores. If you take the time to find out which vendors or suppliers report to which business credit profile, it makes it that much easier, okay? What to remember, you need at least 5 to 10 vendors from Tier 1 reporting to your business credit profiles with excellent repayment, and learn the due date and repay early. To earn a score of 70 for Experian, you need 4 trade lines. Which vendors, suppliers are you watching to make sure they report to Experian for you? So which vendors from the list should be reporting to Experian? I know one of them should be NAV. Okay, NAV should be on each one of these lists. Notice how you only have one vendor reporting to 3 bureaus. Okay, that's good. That's kind of what you want. You don't want 4 different vendors reporting to Experian, 4 different vendors reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, 4 different vendors reporting to Equifax. You don't want that, okay? You want to try to select those that report to more than one profile. Your business credit profile for Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian will appear green when you're in good standing with each. So you want to always be checking your NAV. You want to always be checking NAV, because NAV is going to tell you when you get to that 80 paydex score. You're going to see it go from red, yellow, green. When you're in green, you know you're in good standing. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? For whichever ones are reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, keep doing what you're doing, okay? When you get to Equifax, if you're still in red, you need those. You need to keep paying and purchasing until those vendors start reporting to Equifax, okay? So they start reporting and it starts showing up. You're gonna move from red to yellow to green. Once you move to green, just keep purchasing and paying, keep purchasing and paying. Then for your Experian, same thing. You're gonna see it in the red. Usually that means they haven't gotten any reports yet. No one has reported to them. So keep purchasing and keep paying early. Keep purchasing and paying early. Don't let it go over 45 days of you purchasing and paying. You haven't seen anything. Pick up the phone, call Equifax, call Dun & whoever it is, and say, hey, I have this account. Why isn't it reporting? Or call the vendor and say, hey, I've made several purchases and paid off my account. For some reason, I'm not seeing it showing up. Are you reporting, my payment history to Equifax, yada, yada, yada? Because sometimes, guys, they drop the ball, okay? This isn't perfect. Sometimes they drop the ball. It is up to you to stay on top of it. So give them a call and they say, yay. Usually within 24 hours, things start updating and boom, there it is, okay? Check your Dun & Bradstreet, okay? Keep your eye on all of your accounts just to make sure everything is up and up. Notices, please understand that there is no magic number. Okay, there is no magic number of accounts. I want to show you something for just a moment. Let me go back here and see if it will let me. Show a copy of NAV account. I don't think that's going to be it. I was trying to see if it's going to let me see a sample without actually having to show mine. But I don't think it's going to let me do that. Let me see if I type in. That way, let me see if I can see something. Oh, I think I saw. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me see if it's on here. I don't think it's on here. Let me go back. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about your NAV account. No, that's not really that. This isn't quite it either. This is going to be your FICO score. So it gives you one like that. Let me see what that one looks like. But notice here are the colors. You're in red, orange. I think on the actual one, it's a little yellow. And then once you get to where your score should be, it'll be on green. Okay, it'll be on green. Yeah, that's not exactly what I wanted, but that'll do. Okay. Okay, so I don't want that anymore. Okay, so those are the tier 1 accounts. There's space there for any tier 1 accounts that you find that I did not list, plus notes, okay? And then you'll list your trade lines, the vendors and suppliers that you are watching, okay? So please understand that there is no magic number of accounts, nor is there a set length of time for you to be at tier 1 phase of building business credit. Keep moving forward, watching your scores, ordering and repaying your accounts early to vendors who report to the proper profiles. In some instances, pick up the phone and call to check on your reporting statuses. This course is designed for you to be at the Tier 1 stage for about 45 to 60 days, which requires you to be actively and intentionally working on your business credit daily. To graduate to Tier 2 accounts, you need the above requirements for Tier 1 reflecting on your business credit profiles. Number of trade lines plus your scores. Congratulations, guys. Building business credit at the Tier 1 account level can be exciting and intimidating at the same time, especially for newbies to business credit. The most important thing to remember is it's a process. Be patient with yourself. Much success to you over the next few weeks applying and establishing business credit with vendors. And as always, I am very, very proud of you, okay? Very proud of you.